do we play the music or we say goodbye to Cousin Cooter last week?
CH, what do you think? You're the coordinating producer on Scene. I really want to play Cousin Cooter.
You want to play Cousin Cooter? If you want to do it.
He wants to come out is what, and I just think that I don't want to. Cousin, no! Oh, that's right, baby! It don't matter if there ain't no games. You can't hold Cousin Cooter down. It's time for the most root to football saving this shit of the mouth. It's in the gun, baby. I don't know when he's finally gonna get out of here, CH, but I only have so much control. I mean, this guy's a loose fucking cannon, man. I don't know what you want from me.
I got to tell you, so like most people, I'm sure, I listened back to the show. I listened to the show, the next day or the next couple of days.
I'm sorry.
This week, we had the snowstorm coming on Saturday, so I, along with the rest of the entire state, went to the grocery store on Friday, and I'm walking around with my earbuds on when we get to Cousin Cooter or Skeeter, whichever one it was. I don't remember who it was. And I'm laughing my ass off in the middle of the grocery store, and people are staring at me like, what's this guy's problem? Every fucking week, you kill me with that.
Every single week.
Well, I'm glad you guys enjoy it. I mean, as far as, and everybody's already kind of done the recap, but, great games again. I think the major takeaway for me, and Dave's got the glasses on for our YouTube viewers. He's rocking the Joe Burrow shades.
Can't stop wearing them.
Joe Burrow, man. How do you not like Joe Burrow? Like I think we'll start with you, Dave, because you're a Steelers fan through and through. This is a division rival for you. You ain't never going to be wearing no Baltimore Ravens shit. There ain't no way you're going to be wearing that. But Joe Burrow is infectious enough that a Bengals hat's come out. The glasses have come out. I mean, is Joe Burrow, knock on wood, is he the next big thing? Or is he already the next big thing?
I love Joe Burrow.
He's so likable.
The guy...
The fucking fur coats, the cigars.
He just when you got a young guy that comes up and tells you, I'm good. Let's go. Give me the ball. I played in Alabama. I played in the biggest bowl game. They tried to send Oklahoma at me. It didn't work. Got Alabama. I'm fine. Been in these games. What are you going to come? I'm going to go to Tennessee. I'm going to be nervous. The Raiders are coming here. Stop. He's Joe Cool, and it's fun to see. I love it. Listen, Peralt said it today because we got to talk about that other guy. I ain't saying his name yet till the end of the show, but everybody knows what we're talking about. But he said he's the next one of him. That New England guy that went to Tampa, retired in Florida. Apparently, maybe he's coming back. Anyhow, Burrow it's fun. It's absolutely fun. And plus, I mean, when you bet on him a couple times in a row and they get there, you kind of get on board with it even more. But you can see that team believes in him. Like his knee was shredded watching somebody come back. I mean, he was crying. It looked like that might have been career ending. He's in the Super Bowl in 12 days. It's a fun story, dude. Like, and you played football. You know what it's like when you got a guy that you believe in. Can't stop it. It's awesome.
100%. I completely agree with you. When you have that guy who his kind of demeanor just permeates through that locker room, because this is arguably the worst offensive line that has ever made it to a Super Bowl. You watch those games, dude, these guys aren't freaking rec league players. Like I'll use them on my flag football team. Don't get me wrong. But when they're going up against Aaron Donald and even just lower level pass rushers, forget about it, man. So I won't say his name either, but I think everybody's always looking for the next blank, not cashing your over props or under props just yet. Everybody's looking for that next dude. CH, I mean, if Peralt's saying it, you got it. Burrow has a little bit of 12 in him. And just by his killer instinct, he's got a little bit of 12 in
him. I think he does have a little bit of 12 in him. There's a guy that wears 15 It's a little bit south of Cincinnati that everybody said was going to be the next one. And what's he done now? He's won one in his first 5 years, right?
Yep.
Like that guy in New England won 3 in his first 5 years. So I don't know that there's going to be another one, but Joe Burrow, for being 2 seasons in, losing, what did he lose? The last 4 or 5 games last year, shredded his knee. I remember a quarterback that lost a whole season to a knee injury and came back the next year stronger than ever. So there's a little bit of him in Joe. Yeah, I would say that. And he's fun to watch. The only problem, you know what? The only problem I had, though, was when they asked him about the chain he was wearing. And they said, are those real diamonds? And his answer was, I make a lot of money. They better be real diamonds. I don't know about that comment. That was a little Ricky Henderson-ish. I'm not quite sure about that.
I know. Like, seriously, I thought the same thing when I heard it. I'm like, Joe, you should have just said, what do you think? And just let it go,
that would be a Joe cool answer. But no,
you know.
Anytime you have a picture of him just chilling back, like in a Barca lounger with a cigar, dude, it's Tony Montana-esque. Like I just, as you can tell, there's a man crush that's forming. So what was once a number 11 man crush is changing pretty damn quickly.
Is he going to be the brunette Jesus?
Yeah, he could be. He could be. If he keeps winning me money, he definitely could be. Now, before we get into the actual game here, the Super Bowl game, we're not going to, break it down. We'll do that on next week's show. We might even have a little special, a little special something for you to stay tuned for. We'll keep you posted on the social medias. Check us out there at Kashk and Sid Show. But, I think that. Well, we'll at least say 4.5 is the line, and it's opened at 3.5. Everybody started coming on the Rams, so the Rams now up to 4.5-point favorites. All the bad guys doing what they do every single year: just bet the under, bet the under, bet the under. Get your bets in now, your props in. If you can get second half to be the higher scoring half, you know how that goes. That's what it's just one of those formulaic plays that happen every single year. Now, I already found myself on Monday with prop availability coming out almost instantaneously. I already probably have like 15 bets on the Super Bowl.
Are you serious?
and I wanted to get the numbers
with you.
That's the question that I was going to ask, because in Vegas, Dave, the props don't even come out for Thursday. It's a whole event. You're going to be out there kissing babies, shaking hands. I believe at the Westgate, correct? Is where the big reveal happens. Do you guys get into the props, and when do you start getting into the props is really the question. I know CH has a little bit more availability where he's at. So you think it's fucking crazy that on Tuesday, a week and a half before the Super Bowl, I have probably about 15 different props in. That's insane to you.
That's nuts. I've been looking for one prop. I've probably checked 3 times a day. The one prop that we got from Tone last year when he was on the show, that was guaranteed. We knew it was going to play. We'd never probably see it again. And that I haven't seen it anywhere yet. So I'm not going to say what it is because I hope they post it. But
they're listening, even though ain't nobody listening.
Ain't nobody listening, but I know they're listening. But the prop I'm talking about, Dave. I know you know. I think you remember. I've been looking for it because I want to hammer the shit out of that, and I haven't seen it anywhere yet. But yes, you're crazy. You're 10 days, more than 10 days away from the game. What you could blow that money elsewhere in the time before the Super Bowl.
And that's what I'm afraid of. I want to have money by the time the Super Bowl rolls around. I have I targeted some of those same props that I was looking at. I got Joe Mixon over longest reception. It was like 13.5, longest rush 13.5. So I have a lot of Joe Mixon props tied up early. And that's when I kind of took a step back and was like, as Dave was talking, have a portfolio. Joe Mixon goes down on the first carry of the game. I'm fucked diddly poo. You know what I mean? So that's why I started grabbing some other stuff, looking at McPherson, because that's getting hammered everywhere that you go. I mean, you're going to have to, if you want over 1.5 on McPherson, you're laying -140. So, as far as the game goes, people like the under. People are already betting the Rams. Dave, you do 1,000 different shows. I think today alone you did 8 different shows. So what's the early talk? Is this now the Rams can't lose? Why are the Bengals even here? Or what are you hearing, and what have people been throwing your way on the different shows?
I'm shocked at how much it's been unanimous, not so much on the side, because a lot of people that we do the shows with are like, oh, we're just waiting for the number to go up and we're going to take Burrow. It makes perfect sense. The total is all under. Like, there's no shot of this game going over. The The book set it too high at 50 or 51, whatever it opened, and it's down to 49, 48 and a half already. I like the under, but I mean, it's still 12 days away. The other thing is setting Cooper Cup's numbers. Like, how in the hell? I'm so thankful to be doing what I'm doing now. But to my brethren that are setting odds and numbers and things like that in the books that have already come out, setting the Cooper Cup numbers are impossible because you can't set it high enough to get any bets under. And then once you do, it goes over anyway. Receptions over, yardage over. The only thing it didn't cash last week was longest reception over, and it got by a yard or a half a yard, depending on its, where it's at. So the props have, someone asked me this question, handle, side and total money line versus prop handle on the Super Bowl. What does it become? And when I started doing this years ago, it was 10%. Maybe it grew up to like 15 or 20. It's 50-50 now. Some books will do more on the prop handle than on the game handle, which is crazy to say, but it's become the story. And it's really interesting. I do think you're fucking crazy having that many bets already right now. I really do, but I get it. The first year I came to Vegas for the Super Bowl was when the Steelers lost to the Chargers and Stan Humphries beat them in the AFC Championship. Steelers were 10-point favorites and lost. I already booked the trip, so I came out and I saw the prop sheet for the first time in person. I went and I made that poor bastard write me 26 tickets at $20 a piece, and I didn't have one game number. I didn't know what I was doing. He was so aggravated with me, but I just kept flipping through this thing. I'm like, oh, I'll take this. He's like, you want over or under? By the end, I thought he was going to like punch me. And I was like, well, that was fun. And I had so much fun watching the game and checking those than I did the game, because it was San Francisco was, I believe, let me see, I got all the point spreads up here. I think they were 18. I think it closed 18. 49ers minus 18 and a half, 53 and a half. Favorite and over. It was a dream game, 49-28. Every prop went over. Jerry Rice scored. Everybody scored. Everybody on the Niners scored. Steve Young even scored. So you can get into one of those. This game has that potential, noobs. This game has that potential to be a prop paradise for people. So I don't blame you for getting in. I just think you may be a little early. But
well, I think, and here's the reason, and I think you both could maybe have thoughts on it. The reason why I wanted to get in so early is because all of the bets that I have put in right as I as early as I could were bets that I like the over on, because everybody wants to bet over. You know what I mean? Other than betting on this total, everyone who's taken public props are going to keep pressing the over on these buttons or over on these props. And they get so fucking price gouged that by the time you get to them, if you are late to it, if you like an over, you're laying 170 and the other side's plus 110. You know what I mean? So that's why if it was overs, I agree that, okay, maybe you start hitting them a little bit earlier. If you like unders, wait and hit them, other than when you're talking the game total. I don't know if either of you have any thoughts on that, and just for full transparency as well. I'll even let you guys know, and you can let me know what you think about him. I went over Odell Beckham Jr. receptions 5.5. Reason being, if Higbee can't play, you saw that last week Odell Beckham kind of filled that check down role. So you know what I mean? I think that would ratchet up even a little bit more. It was just field goal McPherson props over for McPherson. I got my teasers in early. So before the line got crazy, I did the non-wongable bullshit and I went through 0. So I have the Rams plus 2.5 and I have under at like 54, something like that. Okay. So that's the way that I was attacking it. And as I'm breaking it down, I'm like, maybe I should have waited, see what the market said a little bit, but we made our bed now, Dave. We must lie in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. It's okay.
I think the only thing that scares me about going, and I'm still a week away from even really thinking about these bets. But the only thing that scares me about hitting all these overs on all these props is the game going under. Lower scoring game, that means the props are going to be lower in theory.
Yeah.
Right? The yardage will be lower if it's a lower scoring game. The number of receptions will be lower if it's a lower scoring game because they're probably running the ball. So makes me want to wait and see how some things play out over the next week or so before I make any bets.
Now, last thing here in the gun, guys, and then we can start rolling on here. If you had to bet the game today, we're not grading these. We're not, I just want to hear what you guys think, and listeners, let us know as well at Cash Consid Show. A week early, if you had to bet it today, the line 4.5 side, which way would you guys go? Because I already know which way that I'm going, and it's probably opposite everyone else. So, CH, what are you thinking? If you had to bet it today, 4.5, what would your pick be in this game?
The thing that worries me the most is Aaron Donald against this offensive line.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to be in Burrow's back pocket all day long, I think. And that could make it a very ugly game. That said, I haven't seen anybody make halftime adjustments better since Bill Parcells. I mean, Parcells used to be a master at coming out of the locker room, a completely different team in the second half. And I think the Bengals do that. They're going to have to be prepared. They're going to probably do something similar to, maybe what the Patriots did, putting the sixth offensive lineman in as a, eligible tight end, maybe max protect. But if I had to go today, I'm laying the points.
Dave, you're wearing the Rams lid. If you had to bet it on a Tuesday before, you lay in 4.5. It's horrible closing line value. That can's going to be getting on you. You're laying the chalk?
I know. I am as of right now. And I don't want to. I want Cincinnati to win. I think it would just be such a fun story and set the tone for a lot of things. But the Stafford narrative is cool too, right? Like Matthew Stafford's earned this. He's in a great spot. He's on a really good team, and McVay's a great coach. It's going to be a battle, man. But I think I'm picking a better defense right now. I've been doing that kind of consistently. The games have been kind of playing out that way. I still think San Francisco had the best defense. They just couldn't get one more score. That could happen in the Super Bowl as of right now. The Rams, but it doesn't feel good at all.
You guys know what I have to do. I got to be the contractor.
Yeah.
And I lost a lot of money this season overthinking just blindly playing on Joe Burrow as a dog. You know what I mean? Like, I should have done it the first 2 rounds. I didn't do it, and I didn't bet against him, but I missed out. I would have bet on a money line. I would have rolled with the money line when they were one of the 4 teams left. Instead of taking them at like 750 to or 7.5 to 1, I ended up just taking Joe Burrow Super Bowl MVP, and now I hedged it back with Matt Stafford MVP because that's one way to bet it. I got it at 135 plus the 110. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that ends up coming through for me. But if I had to bet it today, I would bet the Bengals, but I might not even have a side bet in this game, to be honest with you, with all the prop availability. And from hearing you guys talk, last thing I have in the gun before we go to Carl's Corner. And yes, we know we have a retirement to talk about. You got to stick around for that. I have a feeling there's going to be some tie-ins and some take-a-minutes about the number 12 retirement that took like fucking week that felt like a month. But we'll cross all those bridges when we come to it. I think in the conversation that we just had there, a way to attack it for those same game parlay bettors could be one of the options you can take, like 2 or more sacks, 1 or more sacks. Tie that into one of your same game parlays with the LA Rams over, 2 or more sacks, something like that.
Yep.
I mean, that should be at least something that spices up that parlay a little bit. That's probably going to get home,
You can do all kinds of stuff now. Like,
it's
all
crazy.
Crazy. I just tweeted the other day that crazy parlay. Some guy predicted the final score of both games on Sunday. $20 won him $570,000. It parlayed out. It was the right odds. It was 200 and something to 1 and 100 and something to 1. Parlay together, picked the exact final score of both teams. I don't know if he actually took the money or he took the cash out and let it ride, but that was a $20 free bet that turned into $570,000. So you could definitely find same game parlay stuff, all kinds of stuff. And we'll start to really do it on the Twitter. We'll go back and forth. We'll post some polls. We'll do some things where I'm sure to discuss it. Before we get out of, Cousin Cooter's score, you even talking about the Pro Bowl? Seriously. Does the Cooter even watch this thing? Because it used to be must-watch television. I'll never forget when Dan Marino was wired up and I heard the stuff on the sideline. Couldn't wait to watch it. It was still competitive. Now, I can't even watch this. It's in Vegas this week. Like, newbie, is Carl's Christ, Cousin Cooter, anybody care? You're a football guy.
The thing is, Cousin Cooter doesn't have his own TV, so he has to go elsewhere to watch the games. I don't know if he's fueling up the truck to go somewhere to watch the Pro Bowl. If you have to leave to go and view it, you ain't doing it. If there's nothing else on, I would rather watch any of those shows that I gave him my Take a Minute last week than spend some time watching the Pro Bowl. I don't know. CH, we were talking about our unanimous picks, and we could potentially get to 500. Do we just pick AFC, NFC, make it a unanimous, and try and go 500 for the year? Do our last little swingers chance? I don't even know if there's a line on the game.
I was just trying to find a line because we do have to do that. We have to make a pick. We have to, and I can't. All that's on here is Super Bowl picks, so I can't see anything. But we should make up a line, pick a side, and go with it so that we can get back to 500.
I don't even know how you would decide who you pick in the you just flip a coin, right? We should go back to CH's coin and we'll just flip the coin and decide what side we're going to be playing on. I guess you think about the two teams that are in it.
It's pick 'em, boys. We're making the numbers. We're booking the bet. It's AFC, NFC is pick 'em right now. Who do you want?
I'm trying to think what players are in.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
He's actually thinking about this.
My early lean is gonna be NFC. I don't know what you guys think. That's my early lean. CH.
Well, you're an NFC guy. We're AFC guys.
Right.
Override me.
I got Matt. I got Max gonna be there. Max going to the Pro Bowl. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me either way.
Dave,
and you know what? I won't even know who won until we talk about it next week, probably.
Dave, we wouldn't even be here if it weren't for you. What is our official cash considerations, Pro Bowl, Super Goat whale play, lock of the month, bet your mortgage on it? There's no way it can lose. Can't lose parlay. Are we going AFC or NFC? Because I have no fucking clue.
I have no clue either, but like the boys on
let's just set up a poll on Twitter.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. By Friday, we'll have an idea what the line is, who you got. I'll tweet it. I will tag you.
Ride with the listeners.
Remind me between the two of you, send me a text and people tweet at us. Where's the poll for the Twitter for the AFC NFC to get us to the 500 mark. Great idea. Perfect. Good job, people. cashconsidshow@gmail.com. Email CH and then he'll remind me as well.
And right there is how the sausage is made, Dave. Yeah, that's how we do it.
Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, click on another video right here on the screen. And if you really liked it, consider subscribing below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.